Alright, so I just gathered all the gear that I use to shoot my videos, and this is the room that I typically film in, but we're going to go to another room so I can show you the gear a little bit closer.
Hey there, in this video we're going to dive into the secrets of creating awesome YouTube videos on a budget using mostly OPP, that's other people's property.
And just so you know, everything that we're doing is 100% legit, because let me tell you, I am way too soft for prison.
Now, in case you're just meeting me for the first time, I'm Melvin Darrell, a professional accountant turned music producer. Whether you're a newbie or looking to level up your filming setup, I figured it would be cool to share some insights on the gear that I currently use and exactly how I leveled up my recording game with access to over $8,000 worth of equipment for $99 a month. We'll cover what I'm using for video, lighting, audio, and post-production. Hopefully this will spark some ideas on how you can assemble or upgrade your video production gear. Let's get started.
First up, we have the Sony FX3 Cine camera. It's super powerful for making videos, and honestly, I'm so happy with it. But let's get real. Not everyone can drop $4,000 on a camera, and if you can, more power to you. Right now I'm actually renting it, but I'll talk more about that later in the video. Now, the Sony FX3 Cine camera is just so versatile and powerful. It's got a 4K full frame sensor that captures amazing footage, even in low light. Plus, it's designed to be more comfortable and easy to use, especially if you're working solo. The camera has a flip out screen for those solo shooter moments, and you can also connect the monitor to it using the HDMI cable. Oh, and don't forget, the hot shoe mount on top is really cool because you can attach a monitor to it so you can use that while you're shooting solo. And you can also put an external mic on there and connect it via an XLR cable. Now with this camera, you can shoot up to 4K, 120p, 10-bit. Honestly, I love this camera, and hopefully one day I can invest in my own. And I just want to be clear that you don't need a high quality camera to make some really good content. There's actually a lot of YouTubers who are using low budget cameras and even their smartphones to make some really awesome things. I actually started using my iPhone to capture video from the comfort of my own home. And let's talk about lenses. I'm using the Sony FE 16-35mm variable lens. This thing is crispy. It's versatile, high quality, and works seamlessly with the FX3. Zoom lenses are great, especially when you're on a budget, because they offer a range of focal lengths without having to invest in multiple prime lenses. Now, let's move on to something you don't often see but is vital for smooth camera delivery, at least for myself. Now, I must admit that at times I can be a rambling idiot, and that's why I rely on a teleprompter. I'm currently using the Glide Gear TMP 100, and it's been a great addition to the setup. The teleprompter is actually a part of my personal camera kit. I ordered it off Amazon for $189.74. Now, I'm using my wife's old iPad for my teleprompter projector, and the specific app that I'm using is PromptSmart Pro, which cost me about $29.99. In the description below, I'll make sure to include links to most of the gear that I mentioned, or even the updated versions. Now, you'll want to make sure you keep your expensive camera and teleprompter safe. Cameras and lenses are pretty pricey, so having a super stable tripod is absolutely essential. Holding up all of this tech is the Manfrotto 055 tripod. It's a solid and high quality tripod with plenty of adjustment features. It's pretty easy to use, but I must admit, I had a little mishap with it once and hurt my finger when one of the legs closed unexpectedly during the breakdown, and it seriously hurt. This thing is solid. To store all my video footage, I recently purchased a SanDisk Extreme Pro SD card with 256 gigs of storage. I paid $31.79 for the new card, and before that I was using their 32 gig size card, which does not add up to much in the world of video, especially when you're shooting an S-Log3. I mean, you can only get like 15 minutes of recording with a card that size. Ask any knowledgeable videographer and they'll enlighten you, pun intended, that lighting is the ultimate game changer. No matter how fancy your camera and lens may be, it's the lighting that sets the gold standard for top-notch shots. You're painting with light, as the saying goes, so let there be light. I'm currently using the Aperture LS300X as my key light, paired with the Aperture Light Dome 2 for light modification. One aspect that I truly appreciate about this light is its remarkable power and extensive range of control over both lighting intensity and temperature. For my fill light, I am using a Nanlite mix kit. The kit comes with 3 panels, so I can set up 3-point lighting if I want. Now, I've tried using an additional one for rim light, but honestly, my 3-point lighting technique could use some improvement, so for now I'm just sticking with the 2 light setup. I'd much rather spend that extra energy on improving other factors of my YouTube production. Up next is sound. When it comes to creating YouTube videos, don't underestimate the importance of good audio. Seasoned YouTubers will attest that it's more preferable to have a video of average visual quality but excellent audio, rather than the other way around. The built-in microphone on cameras tend to be subpar quality and often too far from the main focus of the video, and that's you, the character. This not only captures low quality audio, but also introduces unwanted background noise, and that's why using an external microphone is the optimal solution. It ensures a more professional, engaging audio experience for your lovely viewers. Now I'm using the Deity V-Mic D4 Mini to capture my audio. It's a shotgun mic that is mounted on a microphone boom right outside of the frame. It's compact, lightweight, and easy to set up. For its small size, the quality is fantastic, and it's a huge step up from using the camera microphone. I own this microphone and it cost me about $52.95. Now I'm also using the Rode Go 2 Lav mic. It's currently connected to the old iPad for the Teleprompter app to follow my voice when I'm reading. I've got the lav mic hooked up to the iPad because it's getting up there in age and it needs a little boost in its hearing. Okay, I think it's worth mentioning where all of this lovely footage is going to be assembled before the big day of publishing here on YouTube. For post-production, I'm using DaVinci Resolve, and guess what? It's completely free. Well, there's also a studio edition for $295, but let me tell you, even the basic version is anything but basic. Now this program is seriously amazing. I still can't believe how much value you get from the free version. When it comes to post-production, there are various editing softwares available for creating YouTube videos. Other popular choices include Adobe Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro. But if you want to save some money without skimping on quality, I highly recommend you checking out DaVinci Resolve. It's awesome. I'm really loving this program because the overall layout is very intuitive. When you check out the lower section of the app, the tabs flow seamlessly in sequence, guiding you through each step of the editing process. From gathering and cutting your media to rendering your footage for delivery, it's all there for you. DaVinci has become quite popular among professional editors, especially for its powerful color grading system. And as someone new to editing, I gotta say, the color section of this app, while intimidating, it's impressive. Alright, let's add up the cost of everything. For my OPP list of gear, our total comes to $8,258. As for what I own, my out-of-pocket expenses were $304.47, not counting the original cost of my wife's old iPad. Alright, so I have to point out that if you were to give a pro videographer like Peter McKinnon or Matt Diavella this gear and ask them to shoot a video, it would blow mine out of the water. And if you were to give them an iPhone and cheaper audio gear and say, hey, make another video, their video would still blow mine out of the water. The constant in these scenarios are the users of the gear. Basically, this is my long-winded way of saying that your skill set in creating good content outweighs the gear itself, so invest in yourself before expensive gear. Alright, so let's talk about how I gain access to all of this gear for a monthly fee of $99. Now, I'm a member of a creative organization called Rec Philly. They describe themselves as a gym for creators, and at the time of this recording, the membership fee is $99 a month. Now, this fee provides me with access to studios for video, audio, design, and movement, as well as a community of creators to network with. Now, the space that I'm in right now is a new addition to the facility, and it's their front of house space where they host a lot of events. If you're in Philly, South New Jersey, or Delaware, check them out. Another idea to gain access to a lot of high quality gear is renting equipment from a film rental place like Expressway, which Breck is also sponsored by. So I'm a big believer in ownership, but I also like to make sure my ideas are solid before investing more into them. With my YouTube channel, I'm definitely planning on buying all of my gear. There are many benefits like consistent access to the equipment and the ability to customize it to suit your needs. With OPP, you use it when it's available, and at Rec, other people use this equipment, so I have to double check all of my settings prior to every recording session. One of the benefits of a place like Rec is that you get to use quality gear and learn about it prior to making an expensive purchase. Drop your gear preferences in the comments, and if you found this video helpful or entertaining, please give it a like. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video.